just yet. I'm actually looking it up right now. Um, but I know Trey Mancini's going to be in it. I know Vlad Guerrero Jr. I believe is going to be in it. Um, I know they were talking about Fernando Tatis Jr. being in it. So is this going to possibly be the greatest home run derby of all time?
No, because I'm going to go back to steroid era. That to me, with all them guys juiced up, jacking the balls on All Star, because they're again, but it goes back to baseball was okay when they were doing it all then, because they made billions off of it. I would say that was probably the best, because then you had your Mark McGuire's, you had your Sammy Sochas, you had your Barry Bonds, all that stuff. Like you had these marquee names that were just mashing. And the format, as you know, the format was different then. It wasn't like it is now. Like before, it was, well, you get 10 outs to just basically crush as many baseballs as you can. So and now it's what, like they go head to
They
head,
go
right?
round by round. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
head to
it's
head
like a
now.
turn. It's tournament style. So if one guy hits 11 home runs, you just got to hit 12, and you're moving on. And I mean, I kind of get it just because there is injury risk when you're like just swinging and mashing, and a lot of those guys would mess their swings up for about 2 weeks after the All Star break because they were just used to just swinging at meatballs. So I mean, I kind of get it, but I think back then when because didn't McGuire hit like 42 of them or some crap like that in the home run derby? It was some
Yeah, it was
ridiculous number,
ridiculous.
like just crushed. Like to me, that was better than like this. Like, oh yeah, he won the home run derby. No, I like the old school version better.
Yeah, so I mean, so I'm looking at it right now. You got Vlad Guerrero Jr., you got Jesse Winker, you've got Shohei Otani, which is going to be fun. Pete
Yeah.
Alonso is going to defend the crown, and now Trey Mancini is in it as well. They still haven't announced the last three, but I mean, that right there is going to be a show in itself. Shohei Otani in this home run derby is going to be fun to watch.
They
He
need to
might be
fill.
one next to Trey Mancini. He might be a fan favorite.
I would agree. They need to fill that. They got to get Tatis in there. He would be good. I mean, as much as I hate the guy, put Harper in there if he would do it. He probably won't though. He's too
Dude,
much
I
of a
love
prima
Bryce
donna.
Harper in home run derby contests.
The thing is because he
He's
talks
another overrated
he
player.
talks smack so
Yeah,
bad. Him and Tatis jawing at each other would be entertainment in itself.
yeah,
So I think get some of the like as much as I hate egos and stuff like that. Sometimes it's fun to watch.
yeah, for sure. And look, man, there are a couple guys I would love to see take part in one of these home run derbies. Kyle Schwarber would be fun to watch again. He did it a couple of years ago for the Cubs, but watching him in the home run derby would be fun to watch. That guy smashed 5 home runs in 2 games last weekend, batting leadoff for the Washington Nationals. It was
Nationals,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Yeah. So I would love to see it. I think Trey Mancini is going to be a great story. I just think ESPN is going to absolutely, just force feed you this story, and they don't even need to. They don't even need
Yeah.
to. If they would just take it lightly and just maybe do one piece here to promote the home run derby, and then do another piece during the home run derby, it would be perfect. But instead,
Look at
you're going to see a
there.
piece tonight. You're going to see a piece on ESPN 1, 2, 3, the Ocho ESPN Deportes. You're going to
The
see
whole
it
thing
on
though.
every
Every
ESPN.
so far, every player in there has their storyline. Otani coming back from Tommy John, still pitching, still hitting. You have Trey Mancini back from cancer. Vlad Guerrero is basically turning into his dad, who is one of the best outfielders of his generation. Pete Alonso defending his crown. Like they have the backstories to literally and do what ESPN does, and that's beat the stories into the ground. Like
Yeah,
you are so tired of hearing about it by the time it happens. You're like, ugh, at least it's done. It's almost anticlimactic when it actually